begin with a busy day in Ohio. The Republican National Convention officially kicking off in Cleveland.
All eyes on Donald Trump and his running mate, Indiana Governor Mike Pence. Today, protesters have been gathering outside the convention, holding banners and chanting.
And that's where we find 7 Action News reporter Jim Kirchner outside the arena. Jim.
They brought in thousands of police from all over the country, Texas, California, Michigan, to be prepared for what they got this afternoon, a pop-up protest. Take a look. This started with only a few hundred people, but quickly grew to some 2,000, starting near the public square downtown. That was the designated free speech zone by Cleveland authorities, but then the crowd took a turn away from that and toward their destination, the arena, the queue, the site of the Republican National Convention. They had to walk through streets lined with fences and concrete barricades. Police would finally let them only get within a block of the queue. Messages inside this crowd from several groups. Dump Trump.
Donald Trump,
Black Lives Matter. In part, what we've seen play out across this country, very emotional
that doesn't
for
mean
many.
He's excluded. We need people to put our platforms on top.
Now, I can tell you there was only one arrest, one woman arrested by Cleveland police, not for causing any trouble during the protests. Police told me she was wanted for an outstanding warrant and showed up in the wrong place at the wrong time. We could see more protests here tonight. And keep in mind, this is only day 1 of 4. It could be a long week here. I'm live in Cleveland, Jim Kirchner. Now back to you.
All right, thank you, Jim. And before you go, we don't want to see things get ugly, but we know how emotions get the best of things. Are they prepared for the worst?
They are indeed. I can tell you that some of the police here had attached to their belt gas masks. They were probably armed with some sort of pepper spray or mace if needed. Several other state troopers had the plastic tie bands on a vest on their back in case they needed to use those as handcuffs for some quick arrests. The police chief, the deputy police chief was out here. They've both been saying that they want this to remain peaceful, but if they break the law, people will be arrested. Back to you.
I think everybody's got their fingers crossed that it will remain peaceful. Thank you so much for the live report. Jim Kirchner will be covering the convention for us all week from Cleveland. He will have live reports on 7 Action News and also updates on WXYZ.com. And coming up at 5:30, we're going to take a look at what's going on inside the convention tonight.